Hello, hello, hello. How's it going there, Rasmus? How's it going, Citrus? How's it going, Mansegus? How are you guys doing? So we're gonna start by working on that fishing boat that we were working on yesterday. Go ahead on that there. So a bunch of good pictures and everything going around all the different places from people playing with the new fishing updates. That's pretty cool. All right, this is where we left off with the fishing boat. So we're gonna continue here. Let's see what I want to do. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of superstructure on there. Let me see. I'm just going to try to find some sort of reference here again. Kind of should have saved the one from yesterday, but not a big deal. I kind of want to make it a little bit custom. Trying to see what I want for kind of a bridge area. Trying to keep this a little low profile, a little on the smaller side. Don't need anything huge on here. There we go. This is kind of the boat that I was working off of. I'll bring this up for you guys. Yeah. Let us see if I can get this to come up on Chrome properly. I'm trying to screw around with how I do this now for, there we go. I think that will show. Will that show? Let's see, I gotta probably bring it up in the hierarchy. There we go. Just as much as a display capture on that one. But, yep, so that's the boat kind of thinking of or working with here. So continue with that. All right, so that will be the reference material to work with here. Pretty good progress yesterday on this. Let me know if the music's too loud, still playing with sound settings, so just don't feel afraid to shout that out. All right, so let's see. I'll bring up that reference again. We'll kind of look at it. So pretty simple. That's what I'm kind of looking for in this build is I want it on the simple end. You know, it's almost completely squared off. It's kind of an older fishing design. Trying to make sure this doesn't take too long. So a little bit right about there where it starts to go down is where the bridge is. Like we talked yesterday, I really do think that they're already planning on expanding fishing to commercial. I think that's pretty much, I would say, just from reading into some of that stuff, it seems like that's likely what they're already planning. So it'd be nice to have this boat kind of be a little bit multi-purposed. Let's see. I'm just going to lay out on the deck where I want this bridge. Probably move it a little bit. We're using some of the new winches on this. All right. So this is the small beginner base form factor here. All right. So we'll flush this out. So generally I like to do 9. So let's do 8 on top there. There's 8. And then 9 on the block we already laid down. That will give us 2 block headroom so that our player does not feel crunched in there. All right, so we'll trim that probably, let's see, I think it's far enough forward. It probably might go a little higher, probably, we'll see. Let's see where I want to trim this. Probably maybe there, I'm thinking. Yeah, probably there is good. Oh, camera. Fix the DPI in my mouse. For some reason, it's set up automatically on Tarkov. I gotta go in the mouse and set it up so it changes the DPI when I come into stormworks, so it's not flicking the camera all over town. Do a quick measure. I just want this to be an odd number. It is odd. Yep, 15 odd number. Okay, good. And then, so I'm trying to keep it kind of simple. I want to put a little bit of layer on it, but not too much. Okay. So trying to keep this simple, one room, just don't want to be working on this for 100 years. Kind of keep it simple. All right, center post, those are 3s there. Let's see. Then it's kind of, I think, 2x3s is kind of nice here. Probably like that. Alright, and then I might do a custom door on this. We'll see. Yeah, I think a custom door could be kind of nice. So get rid of symmetry. That way I can put a window in it. Alright, let's do a window on that side, and then we'll do a window in the door to match. So it'll be framed here, and then okay. So let's expect door like that, maybe. And then we'll go hinge here. That was right there. It was good. All right. Maybe a 3-bang. All right, let's try that. All right, good. Yeah, I think that will cut it for me. Oh, shit. Okay, and then we expect corner piece here. Corner piece there. Corner, corner. Right, so let's play with this for a custom door. This way, I just want to put a window in there so we can look at the back. So that's kind of why that's going in the way it is. I might move this over 1. We'll see. See how it comes up. Let's see, door frame here. All right, and then this one here. Where the hell is it? Right there. Okay. Pretty much all in service trying to put a window in this door. Okay, and then let's see. How tall is this door now? That's 8. Go up 1 more on it. Try like this, I think. All right, and then I want to move it over 1. Okay. We have 2x3s here. Let's just go, I don't know, they're white framed on there. Let's see. let's get under here and fix the floor. How's it going there, CG? How are ya? Yeah, at least turn powered. Okay, good. Yep. Steam powered. Nope. Diesel. Alright, so that is kind of the general shape of that. Let's go ahead and put a little paint on it. It has kind of a layer cake. It's very squared off, this one. Let's see how I want to play with some of the design on this. Cat's deciding he wants to come and be involved here. Okay. It's a little bit blocked out on that. Let's see. Probably if I angle the side pieces, it will be a little bit better. Trying to, you know, they can make things pretty thin IRL, and then in game we're a little bit blocky since we're limited to 1/4 meter blocks, so kind of limited a little bit on that. It's better, I think. All right. Actually, don't want to lay these in on symmetry. Let's go like this. Okay, spots, and then I'm going to put on antenna. Gee, let's do symmetry. See what we're marking with here. Come on there, dude. Help me out there, guy. Problem is this is in the beginner base, so it's kind of height limited here, so see what we want to do. Yeah, we're a little height limited on this, so let's go. Making this not symmetrical is kind of a pain in the ass. Let's see. Get out of there. Get out of there. Jesus Christ. Can I hit the right button to save my life here? There we go. Nah, it's too symmetrical. Okay. Come on. Okay. Let's screw with this again. There we go. I like that better. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem is I'm running into them in the small base, so it's kind of size limited at the moment. Trying to keep it small base so it can be used other places. Let's see. The hell is it? Radio? Yeah, radio. Yeah, right. That's better anyway. Okay. Not that I'm going to put a radar on here, but okay, and then we'll probably put nabs here. one there. Center, that's the center there. Okay, do that. Read a little chat. Yep, no steam power on this one. Yeah, jet turbine power. I don't do any boats jet turbine power. Alright there, how's it going there? Figure V3? That's cool. Let's see. Try to decide if I want to move my bridge up a little bit. I kind of like the low profile on it. Let's see how it sits in the water. I want to see visibility here. So I'm a little low, so we'll raise it up one. Put a step up into the bridge. I might have issues with the antenna, but I could put foldable antennas if it's gonna be a pain in the ass. Trying to restrict it to the small base. So. Oh, no, good. Perfect. That lets me do it. I want to put a mast on here. That might be an issue. We'll see. Might put a rise on the bow. Jesus Christ. Click my DPI down. It's still flicking the camera. Gotta fix that. Alright. Alright, let's see how that visibility looks. Alright, we're gonna step him up one, but that's looking pretty good there. Alright. Alright, there'll be helm there. Still feels a little bit low, but you feel crunched if he's too high. That's pretty good. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna step him up on a front platform here, so we'll go. So it stands a little bit. Often you have the pilot stands on a platform. There we go. Alright, that feels better. Good visibility on here. Nice. Alright, good. Let's put a little balancing back in. So as we added this up here, we put a lot of mass in the bow. So you see, we can go ahead and just take some block and delete it out, and that will rebalance us. So, what the hell? Give me the color. Oh, it's additive. Okay, there we go. Additive symmetry, please. All right, so that will shift towards the stern. Keep rebalancing it. It's going to get engines back there anyway, so that's going to happen, but let's go ahead and grab all of the blocks and cut that. Just balance it up for stability. What the fuck? Why did I grab the wrong block? There we go. Okay, give me that color there, scumbag. There we go. Alright, good. There we go. That's sitting nicely now. Good. That's balanced out again, and then of course as we add engines, we're gonna have to deal with it again. A little bit top heavy now because of the new bridge, so we'll deal with that as necessary. So some things we can do is we can lighten up the decking on here, but that's at least some progress. One thing we can do here is start doing this. Oh, come on, man. Help me out here, guy. Let's see. It's probably too high if I do 2. Okay. Give me the key that I want. I'll start doing a little bit of lightning pass. Shit, I deleted something I didn't want to delete. I gotta go back. There we go. Okay, good. I'll probably be there. All right. Put a little bit more buoyancy in the front. That's better for the rail line there. Good. There's a little bit of depth. All right, let's work on balancing again. And you rebalance it. That's all right. We're gonna end up putting engines in. Let's start banging those engines in. So, what do you? You can go. Let's see what I can lighten up here. A bunch of lightning work here we can do. That's under deck, so that can't be lightened there. All right, what do you? You are. Nope, that can be done. That can be done. That can be done. That can be done. Right there. Okay. How about you? How about you? How about you? Good. 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 All right, right to here. All right, good. We can do half blocks in there to lighten it further if we need to. We're at mass-wise 3983. Let's start banging some engines in here. Let's put probably do some long drive shafts on this, but I'll move the engines and balance them as necessary. where's CG? Let's measure midpoint. I need a midpoint on this. What are we looking at here? We are 53. Okay. It's 26. Let's find that point. All right, right about right there. Okay, good. All right, so ideally where I would like the center of gravity is to be right about there. There would be better. And so we're up here, so we need to do down and forward. Okay. CG is right. Where do we want it? I want it here. Okay, so we want fuel here. Oh, come on, stop being a pain in the balls. Just do what I'm asking you to do here. Not going to go down in this area. I'm just, again, trying to keep this boat so it's simple. All right, and so we'll end up putting those right where the center of gravity ends up being. All right. Let's see how this balances out. That's fucking pink blocks. Come on, dude. That's making it difficult. All right, let's fix all these friggin' pink blocks that got stuck in there when I wasn't paying attention. Come on, you suck. Get on the block. There we go. All right. That was a pain in the ass. All right, let's see. Where are we at now? All right, we're not too far off. We'll get it there. All right, good. All right, let's start a lightning pass here. This friggin' pink blocks are still haunting me here. Okay. Okay. So, like, let's look here where we're at. So we'll look at mass, and then, so we're at 4106 before the lightning pass. So 4106, we're a little bit aft and about, at least 2-3 blocks high. So 4106, and then what we're going to do is start doing lightning. I'm trying to drop as much mass from as high as possible, and that will help bring that CG down. All right. And then we'll start doing this. So if we look at the blocks, got one there and then 0.75. So we're losing a quarter mass per block off doing these half blocks. So 4106 is where we were. All right, then are these even necessary? Yeah, those are necessary for the outside. Okay. And those could be turned into halves here. Yep, those can be halves here. Right, that one can't. Okay. just said that one can't, and then I grabbed it again. Okay. So now we're down to, we've lost about 56 off that. How's it going there, Anton? How are you? How's it going there, Amanda? How are you? Yeah, still working on the fishing boat here. Alright, let's do a big decking pass here. Alright. And then a lot of the wall, I want the mast down, so I don't want to cut from these lower walls. We're gonna just try to cut from high up. Okay, that one is, yep, that needs to stay. That needs to go. That can all be half blocked there. And under here, this is just transom. That's rudders right there. Okay. Rudders. What are you? You are just, okay, you are good up until that point. So that can go like that. This can, that's, I want to keep the lower elements heavy, so. Okay. All right, that has to stay. Okay, good. All right, so we can work from there. That's why, like, in a lot of these boats IRL, is they would have aluminum in the superstructure, and then, you know, they might have steel lower down. So, you know, for that reason, keep the center of gravity down. And so that would be kind of cool if we had aluminum blocks. I know they're not really all that thrilled to do something like that, but that would be that'd be cool because we could, you know, put aluminum up high and we could put steel down low, and that would help with balancing. Yeah, that's where a lot of people's stability problems come into play. Is, you know, their center of gravity is just way too high, and you know that's a lot of the stuff that plagues people's airplanes, plagues their boats, and why they can't get them stable. You get that center of gravity right, we can still XML edit and use the rocket glitch if I need to, but I'm trying to avoid it if I can. So what's that? That is, what are you? Something okay, that's the door frames. Okay. This was especially important in my submarine to get this weighed out correctly. All right, what is up with this? Why is this still? Okay, this is the front. Okay. Oh, come on, man. I didn't mean to double click that. Okay. All right, we'll fix this decking up here. Could have, you know, I could start with this, with the half blocks, but I don't know where I want to be, so it's kind of, let's do it later. And then if you don't, sometimes you don't end up needing to do it if it's not that extreme. But this one's going to need it. All right, let's see. We were at 4106. So you see we've got about 600 mass moved from the top. So that Just dragging that CG down a little bit. That's helping. All right. I need the extra buoyancy. If I'm going to add extra mass, I need extra buoyancy. And I left a hole in there somewhere. Why is the day not overridden? There we go. Left the hole in there somewhere. Let's find it. Where's the hole? Where's the hole? Where's the hole? Where's the hole? Right, all this under here I didn't do. Okay. That would be why we have a big hole in there. Under the transom. Come on, man. Give me a break here. There we go. I want to concentrate this mass as much as I can here. Alright, that should seal us up now. Alright, good. So we're floating much better now. So we're floating up higher in the water, and we have moved the center of gravity down. So if we run on the deck, like, see, I'm not really shaking the boat all that much. So that's helping. We can get that CG down probably a little bit more. Let's do a little painting here to fix some of this up. I don't know what color. I kind of want wood decking. We'll see how I can get that working to look good. Sometimes I'm not great at that. Okay. Still have the center of gravity higher than I'd like. So let's see. What are we down to? 37.23. So we have a bunch of extra buoyancy now. So let's try to slap some mass in here. So that's up to 39.58. Let's go another row. I'm going to put more stuff down there, but all right, so we're still floating well. Drop the CG even more. Want a little bit of movement, but we don't want it crazy. All right, CG is still higher than I'd like. So what we can do here is this. We can further concentrate it by cutting into the walls. And so what this will do is it will drop some more high mass. It went too far. Drop some more high mass, and then we can concentrate the mass lower. So, all right. So we'll strip that. I'll strip the stern here. What is that? Those are 1-2s. Those are 1-2s. We can't strip those. Okay. What is this? Okay, that's the corner piece. All right, good. Let's see. Let's do it from the outside so I can actually see what the hell I'm working with here. There we go. And then what are you? You can be your deck level. That's deck level. Okay, what is this? That's the half block there. Okay, good. Deck level. Deck level can all get cut. That should already be pre-cut. All right, good. So currently, let's go back before that, and we'll see. Check the mass. The mass is 4075. And let's see how much we can lighten it, because we're going to be able to push the mass down lower. 4075. All right, so now after that, it is, so we've dropped it about 100 on that. So now we can add 100 back, but as low as possible. So, you know, you think about a lever arm, the long, like you could put a small mass very high and it would have a huge effect. If you put if you just put the same mass down low right here, it would still have an effect, but it wouldn't have that much of an effect. You know, so that's kind of the issue you're dealing with. So by concentrating as low as possible, we can get quite a bit lower in our CG here. And then worst case, I can do the rocket glitch where essentially, you know, what I do is I subtract the mass of most of the boat, and then I put a lot of extra mass here. So let's say I add 5,000 mass of weight blocks at the very lowest of the boat. And then I subtract off 5,000 mass. Well, it subtracts 5,000 total, but the concentration is still low. So like to show that example, I can show that example here. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's see. So like with this rescue boat here, I have an example to demonstrate that. So here's the rescue test. So you notice how low the weight is. The weight is incredibly low here. And so this is using the rocket glitch. So what it does, I essentially I delete most of the mass and then I concentrate it. So if you look at this, like this boat is incredibly stable because the mass is super low. And because the rocket glitch, I've deleted or I've, you know, gotten rid of most of it. Like you see, I can't even roll this boat barely because it has so much mass low. So that's what you can do with the rocket glitch. You can get a little bit more realistic behavior using that. You you know, you delete out a total amount of weight and then you just concentrate it where it should be, essentially. A lot of folks that I see complain about stability issues, have a tiny ship that's as tall as it is long and very narrow. Yep. You know, there are certainly some legitimate complaints where, for example, like, I wish we had some aluminum parts. Like, if we had aluminum parts, this whole superstructure, the deck, would all be aluminum. Even the rails I would make out of aluminum, and then the bottom of the boat would be steel, and it would help me concentrate the mass and get rid of some other mass. You know, unfortunately, we just don't have that, which is tough, you know. But that would be ideally what I would like to see is, you know, have that ability to do that. Let's do, I don't like how this is, it needs to be that angle. Okay. We'll do that. Let's see, white there, go like this. I like that better, I think. Either that or get this. Just trying to put, you're supposed to angle your nav lights so that you can see up to about this angle. And then as you go behind, you lose the nav lights. That's why I do this 45 on them there. All right, let's do a little paint here. Keep this looking good. Trying to keep it looking good the whole time. All right, we should be able to bucket that without too much issue. Let's see. All right. And then we're probably going to beige this up a little here, so let's go ahead and start doing that. I hate bucket. I'll just stay off the bucket. It's just never comes out good. It's always a pain in the ass, the bucket. Did not find it saves me any friggin' time. It just aggravates me. They're very square. This is an old boat. You know, they just you know, it was sheet metal and they were bending it, so you know, it was a commercial application. They didn't care that it looked fantastic, so it's, you know, they didn't bother doing things like you know, extravagant bends on it. They would just you know, fold it in half and you're good to go. So very, like, literally the one I'm looking at is super square. I'm gonna put some a little bit of detailing on there, but for the most part it's gonna be pretty square. this will probably, we'll black out the back there. Come on, dude. Let's go like this. And then we'll probably at least dark gray that. Yeah, we'll dark gray under. Splash on that. This one has a very tall mast. I can't put a huge mast on this because of the limitations of the small base. But all right. So what are we up to now? So 4221 after adding that mass, and I didn't check the center of gravity, so we'll check the center of gravity. So first thing, make sure it floats all right. Try to limit how much water gets on top. Okay. So we'll probably end up I'll probably end up doing the rocket glitch. I just want this to float properly, so let's see where we're at here. CG, I wanted the CG ideally 2 lines under at least 1 block minimum. Like right there is minimum where I want it. So I need to keep dropping it, and I'm going to start having issues with buoyancy if I keep adding weight. So what I'm going to do here is... see, we'll add another set. Let's see how bad this is with another set of blocks. So we were at 4221. Let's see where we're at now. Okay, so about 3 and some change. See when it settles, what it looks like. It's actually, yeah, it's a little bit low. What I could do is, this is what I'm going to do. How high is the rail? Let's do this. I don't mind doing the rocket glitch, but let's do this for now instead. Let's save it real quick. Let's try this first. Okay. Let's not redo this 900 times. Let's do this. Yeah, screw it. I'm just going to delete it and do it by hand here. Take a couple extra minutes, but it'll be worth it to see. Okay. We're like 4221. No, we were higher than that because we're 4280 and change because of this. Do that. That's fine there. All right. So we're going to go up a level on this. And I'll go up in the rail a little bit. If I really want a proper, like, low-profile boat, I will do rocket glitch, but present, I don't think I really need to, so I'm not going to do it at the moment. All right, and then this here is... that's just paint, so I'm not going to delete that. Does that have one there? I think it does, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's try that. So there, are 45. That should give us more buoyancy. So because we have more buoyancy, should help us out a little bit here. The deck is also higher, so the likelihood that it gets washed is lower as well. So, all right, so I feel like that's a comfortable rail height there. All right, let's check CG on here, and then the water line's coming up one. So. Might just shift the whole undercolor to black, but we'll see. Kind of like having it triple tone on the bottom here. Anti-fouling paint. Sometimes the anti-fouling paint is black, but often this is this red anti-fouling paint. All right, let's see where the CG is now. So CG is firmly below the water line there. And then we're looking at, we're a little bit bow heavy. Just a hair. Got a dog over there. Hello, sir. Or madam. I didn't look. All right, nice. So let's go ahead. We're going to put some more stuff on the back deck here. We're going to put a crane on there so that kind of account for that is coming. So, all right, so let's see. A little bit stern. Now we'll delete that. All right, good. So that is now looking pretty good. All right, scuppers. Scuppers will cut a little weight. And we'll put one, put 3 scuppers maybe. What's that? 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scuppers there. So scuppers would be like, say a big wave came over the top of the bow in heavy seas. If this was completely enclosed, the water would come in, it would fill the entire ring of the rail, and the boat would take, that would be, you know, that could be 10,000 pounds of water in a big wave. And so now you have 10,000 pounds of water on top of the boat, raising the center of gravity, making it super unstable, you could roll over. And so what happens now is the water comes up over, and the water is a place to drain out. So it never stays on there long. It goes up and over, and it comes out the scuppers. That's why they need scuppers. Is you know, the water will wash back on, but it's negligible. It's the, you don't want it to stay on there because it acts like a big bathtub, and it's just like you could take a boat that can't really take on much extra water and just takes on, you know, 20,000 pounds of water in a big wave, and you're in deep shit at that point. So there's scuppers. Trying to decide what wall color I want here. One thing I was thinking of doing is, let's see what a wedge costs me weight-wise. So this wedge is 1. It takes up 2 spaces, and the blocks themselves are 1 and take up 1 space. So what we can do here as well is, oh, so actually 2x wedges would actually drop our weight some more. That's interesting. So what I could do here is let's cut there. See how I like the look of this? And we want, there, right there is good. Okay. All right, so let's see what the weight was before that. 5772. So the main thing really is not necessarily the weight. The weight's fine. It's the center of gravity. So like the center of gravity right now is there. So if we go ahead and mark it, that's where our center of gravity is. We want at least a block below the deck and the water line. All right, and so let's go ahead and we'll go forward. So where is it? Right here. Okay. And I can't go forward again. So let's go ahead and just cut. We'll cut there. And we'll cut all the way up as far as we can. All right, right there. All right. I'm curious if I went 2 wedges on the deck, how much lighter I could get the deck. I haven't done that before. See if I like it the other way better. Nah. Yeah, I like it that way better. And do I want to put halves in the scupper? I don't know. Give it a little bit of depth in 3-dimension here. Let's see if I can screw with this stuff here now. Okay. So we'd want to come in here with a... Let's go whole block in there. Let's divide this. That is what? 9. Okay, so 5. Let's try dividing this and see how I like it. It might look funky. Yeah, it looks funky. We'll leave it like it is. That looks funky. Trying to decide what I want to do. I think it's pretty negligible what was there, so let's leave it on. Let's just leave it hard walls on this. Like on a lot of my tugboats, I do that. I put in kind of put in stanchions in the walls, but I think it's gonna look weird here. All right, what do we want? Let's see, maybe stainless steel color here. Let's go stainless steel. See how I like this. Scuppers kind of come out weird on that. And decking, I was kind of going to do a wood floor, but I don't know if I want to bother. Yeah, I could always change it later. I always put a wood floor on later. It's just... Should have done lime, but... So live wells need to go in. Or not really live wells, hoppers. Okay. So balancing is pretty good right now. We also be able to put some microcontrollers in the deck to lighten it up if we need to. And again, rocket glitch is still a possibility if I really need to, but I think I'm trying to do it without, and I think we can do it without. Alright, so let's save this real quick. Alright. So still seems like a little bit bow heavy, but we're going to add a crane back here. So let's check some chat here. No, it was never going to be steam powered. Yep, Aiden, a little bit of fishing. I'll show you the boat. This is the boat that I'm using for reference. I had the picture already up. Let me bring it over. Here it is. This is the boat for reference here. So, kind of loosely referenced. This is interesting. This is a single rudder twin screw. That's interesting. I'm not going to put a huge mast on here. This is a little bit of a different operation. I'm going to put a crane on here, though. So, plus, this is in the beginner base, so I can't really get the height on there. So, and then the problem is the mast could get heavy on me, and then I have to worry about that. So, I'm just going to go with a crane. So, end up doing that. Let's see. But that's the reference. So I'm going to put these little sports here. It would be really cool to do a wood decking on there, but I'm not gonna put in the effort right now. I might do it later. You know, where I have to do that. So I don't like this green color, but I'm gonna use one of my other green deck colors here. It's so we'll figure out what I want to do on that decking there. Oh, fuck off with your color swap. There we go. All right, color swap's the demon. All right, so we'll play with that deck color. I would like to do the wood, but we'll see. All right, so probably I think next thing that would be smart to work on is the probably work on the crane, because I'm gonna have to probably put a counterweight in for the crane. I don't know. We'll see how heavy it is. Let's do a test on heaviness here. Do I accept dares? No. I'm an adult person. Hi, Zachy. How are you? Sync button. All right, let's see. How did this get colored funky? It's supposed to be this color. All right, I think I'm going to change that up to that. Darken that a little bit. Let's not worry about interior color yet. Oh, fuck off. Color swap. Color swap is the absolute most annoying thing. All right, so this is going to be like a little fishing, small fishing boat. Let's see how I want to do crane. Curious how high the decks are. Let's go ahead and save this. Actually, let's do this. Let's save it, and then let's put in the well for storage. So let's see what a hopper is. Hopper. A large hopper weighs 500. These are 80. That one is 250. That's 250 fish. You know, the question is, like, if we were out there doing pots, yes, having a large hopper would make sense. If we were out there doing other things, yeah. Having, like, doing pretty small operation here, it doesn't really make sense to me to have an absolute massive one. It's just like, I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be out there doing 500 fish at a time, so it's not worth having it, frankly. So let's see. Let's get that about there, I'm thinking. Where is that? No, I don't want it right by the door. Let's try here. How much does this one weigh? Because that could be a problem. 250. Let's put it on there. If I have problems, I will end up just doing the rocket glitch as necessary. Okay. Let's see where we at here. All right, so where are we? Almost there. All right. I'd like to do a sliding hatch, but the problem is then I have to dick with the door. Alright, so let's see. What are you doing now? Why are you flooding, guy? The mass? Okay, it doesn't like that mass. We added 250 in the rear. What are these? 10s, I think? Yeah, these are 10s. So 10s, so we need 25 off the stern. So what is this lengthwise? That is 1326 right there. Okay. That right there should account for the mass that we put in the stern. We also, yeah, that part should take care of it, hopefully. Let's see. Alright, take off some more mass in the stern. Just grab another 2 set here. That's better now. Okay, good. All right, so there we'll be able to. So this is full of coal too. Somebody said it didn't weigh the same, but let's see. That's full, and then let's drag it empty and see what the differential is here. Yeah, it definitely appears to me that it affects it when it's full. I don't know though. All right, so there is the live getting stuck on something here. I don't want to move that hatch back one. Cut you, move you right there. All right. All right, there we go. All right, and just for safety's sake, I will seal that in so that it can't flood. All right, so we cut here. All right, so that is almost sealed in now. We'll finish sealing it up. Try to keep this so if we left that open, we wouldn't completely flood the John. And right here I need, okay. That way the same? What's that way? 0.75, okay. I think that's right. Let's see. Nope, of course I didn't rotate it enough. That was better there. All right, we should be sealed in on that one. You know, with the slow rate that things are going through doors, oh, geez. Slow rate things are going through doors, it's gonna bilge pump will easily overcome that anyway. So, all right, good. That's in, and then crane wise. Trying to decide how I want to do this. Let's start working on trying to get this running. It's gonna run fine, but the question I have is this. Let's see. Let's go through some of these blocks. All right, a wedge. This weighs 1. This weighs 0.5. This covers 2. Okay, it does say 0.5. I thought it said 0.75 earlier. Okay, that's right. I don't know why I thought. Yeah, I looked at it. That should be 2. Yeah, 4. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I thought it was 0.5, but I thought I saw it 0.75 somewhere. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, that's right. So if I were to put a mast on this, let's see how big the mast. What do you weigh, Rocket? Rocket small's 5. That's as high as we could go. The one that this is kind of inspired by is much longer. So it makes sense. This doesn't really need that. Let's see what I can find for. Yeah, we can use the vacuums to suck it out anyway. So. So people have found. Let's try. Let's do a test real quick. People are doing some cool tests yesterday. I want to test something here. So let's go ahead and exit. Let's see if we can find. Let's see. Do I have the fishy turned on? I think I do. Might go to. Get out of there, you. Let's go to. If I'll finally find it. General fish spawn rate high. Okay, let's just check graphics. Why does graphics keep booting me down to 1200? I don't know why. It keeps doing that. I don't know why. Let's see if we find some fish. So what people have been doing is they've been putting out. Okay, there's a fish right there. People have been putting. Let's go to FJ. Hoppers down and seeing if it attracts fish. Because if it attracts fish, we can use them as pots, which would tell me that they've coded it in that a hopper attracts fish for a reason. Again, people thinking that they're just like not thinking about what they're doing here. I think they are planning for commercial. I'm be pretty certain at this point that yeah, commercial fishing is on the menu at some point. So let's go here. Go to new. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab. Let me just double check, make sure I save that. 1401, 1401 autosave. Yep, we're good. Okay. Let's go hopper. Large. Right there. Drag the coal level down to 0. Not that this matters, but I'm just going to... Eventually when it goes on a fishing boat, it's only going to hold fish, but you don't need to do that. Do it anyways. All right, spawn that. Drop that in the water. We'll see if the fish are attracted to it. Because this would be pots. This is how pots would work, is they would attract the fish. And once they go in there, they're stored. So right now, that fish went right near it, and it doesn't appear they're attracted. People have been dragging them like nets, and that has been catching them from what I've seen. But you notice they're swimming right by it. They're not attracted to it. If the fish were attracted to it, so that's pretty much how you would do pots. I think it would be ugly to just use a hopper as a pot. The devs did a really good job with the fishing rod, so I would think that if they're going to do pots, which I think they will, they would just make it so it looks, it's essentially a hopper, but it looks better. And maybe it even has some like static animated fish in there. They don't even need to be animated, just animated fish so that it looks like there are fish in the pot. And then they get attracted to the hopper. So it's just a different skinned hopper, essentially, and the fish get attracted to it, So the fish are definitely not attracted to that hopper, as far as I can tell. Yeah, see, they didn't. Let's get down there. We can spearfish the fish, though. All right, so let's go back. So they're not attracted to the hopper. That's good to know. Oh, I want to test something else here. Yeah, that's what I just said. People have tested them as nets going over the fish, and they have grabbed the fish. All right, let's teleport here. Let's check this out. I want to see if this is radio controlled. It is. Okay, so this is radio controlled, it appears. Yep, so this is radio controlled. Frequency 3077. So we can radio control the vacuums. So let's not put a crane on here. So all I was going to do is put a little crane on here. The height is pretty high. So I don't know how big that boat's going to be next to here, but the height's pretty high, you know, and then we already have a system for it. You know, for larger ships, it would be kind of cool to crane my own fish over the side, but we can use this vacuum to vacuum up the hopper. All right, so that's fine. Let's see how close this gets to the water. All right, so that's the bottom. Okay, so yeah, so we're probably pretty good. Probably pretty close, but we might be all right like that. All right. If not, we can probably we can definitely take the fish out by hand and stuff them in the top there, so that's not a problem. So we can unload our ship like or a boat like this. All right, good. Let's try to get this boat running. You know, I want to get this kind of going so we can use it and play with it. All right, so let's find what's my latest boat. Latest twin screw is what I want because this is a twin screw. So. Those are old. I'm trying to see. I might just start fresh on it. Trying to do this kind of old school. All right, we'll go fresh on it. It won't take that long. All right, let's just start banging together a micro for this. You know what we'll use? We'll use my latest here. I did this. This tutorial came out the other day. It's the modular engine tutorial part 3. It's converting the car setup over to a boat setup. So we'll copy that. All right. And we'll do dual panels on this. So we're at here, 4396. Okay. All right, so let's see. This is going to be port starboard. So I'm fuck off for like 2 seconds there, guy. Come on, give me the thing. Getting annoying. Stormworks base. Okay, this is fishing boat port. All right, what was that? That's reverse. Radiator fan. We don't need a radiator fan. That can go. Radiator fan's gone. Seat, helm. All right, that's good. RPS, air manifold, fuel manifold, clutch, starter, coolant pump. Okay, alternator, battery, reverse. Okay, that's good. All right, we'll update that. And we have, okay, I have no outflow on this. So let's go like this. Deposit, output. Let's see. Okay. How did that, like, literally just copy this? Why is this, did I not update the thing? Okay, I didn't copy it then, all right. All right, this is gonna go like so. We'll go panel out, we'll go to seat, we'll go there, that's fine. Panel out. I could piggyback this if I needed to. All right, let's work on this. Just hooking it up for now. Let's get this running. Okay. All right. Wet exhaust. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking wet exhaust. All right. Wet exhaust. Let's go ahead. Symmetry. Wet exhaust. They would inject water into the exhaust, and then it goes out. Dry exhaust. It's just like a car or truck. It just goes out an exhaust pipe. So. Okay, that's too much. All right, so there's my air. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to be up gearing this. Yes. Yes. We only need, so this one thing, like a lot of people are way overdoing their impellers for water pumping because you only need about like 7.2 RPS to get your maximum flow rate, so you really don't need super duper RPS on this. So like I don't even need to go past the gearing here. And then what we'll do is okay. How did that get backwards? Okay. All right, so one's going to be our supercharger, one's going to be the water pump. I'm kind of thrown here my all right, that's good. Flow it out. Okay, there we go there. And we'll just keep the mass down by dragging this down. Come on. There we go. All right, so that is inflow of air. That is going back into the engine. This is going to be cooling here. So where can we lose a little mass? All right, let's grab some heat sinks. All right, so let's see. In, out, right like that. How are we looking here? Can I go under there? Not really. Probably there. Okay. All right, let's grab these heat sinks. Put them where I want them. Right there. All right, and let's grab coolant manifold. Alright, so that's cooling. That is air. We need fuel. Okay. Alright. We're not going down here, so I don't really care how any of this looks down here. It's gonna be underfloor. Alright, so fuel is plumbed in. We need exhaust, and then we need to do venting and then pump out as well. So we'll do all that in a second. Exhaust can run. What are you, 1x2s there? You are 1x2s. These not get painted correctly. Okay. And then, of course, I hate it when this happens. I gotta friggin' repaint these all the time. So actually, just do this color. Okay, that's why, because like you get it right on the money to get them. Okay. All right, so those heat sinks are in. Let's do the exhaust. I don't want them right here, maybe. Okay, let's do. Wow. Let's see. All right, exhaust is in, so that should be everything there. Let's read the chat. Why is the engine too small? They're 10 cylinders. There's two 10-cylinder engines in there. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. So, okay, never mind. You run over. Yeah, okay, I read that one. Interesting. Yeah, never mind. I see what Lonnie's saying now. I thought you were talking about me. Yeah, wrong gearing would do it. All right, let's go ahead and so that's got the necessary stuff for the engine. Let's see. Can I run low there? Here, let's run. Here, let's do this. I don't like how I did the exhaust, and let's do it like this. Let's do it on this side here. All right, so that is exhausted. We should be good there. All right, let's try to get this moving. All right, starter there. Starter there. Reverse is going to be right here. All right, and then we need, not both of them, you scumbag. Let's see, coolant pump. going to be... coolant pump's just always going to run, so I'm not even going to bother with that. For right now, alternators. Doing dual alternators on either side to make sure we have plenty. Air manifold is there. Fuel manifold is there. Fuel's there. What are you? Klooch. Klooch. You are air manifold. Klooch. Klooch. Okay, what's that? Coolant pump. A battery. We need to plug in bats. Engines are plugged in. They are. Why? Where are you going so far to the engines? I don't even know. And those will go out. All right, let's get some bats in here. All right, how's my CG looking? CG is looking beautiful. It's actually, I've moved it ahead a little bit. Beautiful. It's looking really good now. All right, let's go dual bats like so. Let's go, just for now, I'm not gonna go ultra on the electrical. I'll separate it later. Again, trying to keep this a little simple. I want to get this boat kind of done. So what are we switching? Just the rear ones need to be electrified. That. Do the door in a second. What are you? Light? Okay, screw all that shit for now. Let's do a door. Stop you. There we go. Let's go ahead and punch a hole in here. Okay. Plug that in. Let's go ahead and plumb it. No, I grabbed the wrong one for what I'm doing here. Okay. That should be all plumbed in. Electricity good. Electricity's good. All right. This is for now. We'll do occupied. Turn on navs. I'll change that later. But again, trying to just keep this reasonably simple. Let's configure the helm. So the helm needs to be AD. We'll do reset. That's fine. WS is going to be reset 100%. This is port. Port throttle. Then we want to do up down. Starboard throttle reset 100%. Trigger is going to be push. Stop. 6 for now is going to be start / stop. We will put all these in as buttons, but I want to get running. All right, let's go ahead, and that is composited in. Let's change some stuff on this panel. This one here is going to be 4. Okay, update that. See if we can get a start out of this. That starts in the first row. Oh, I need to plug in the bats just for the alternators. Battery and battery. We'll do port starboard batteries like so. Let's start it. All right. Okay, I'm still grabbing the seat. Just have my flashlight up. All right, there she goes. She runs. She has no rudder connected at the moment. Good little fishing boat, though. All right, good. So that's up and running. Let's go ahead and play with this. So linear speed. You're going to be paying the balls, aren't you? Go like this, please. All right, that's like that. All right, good. Toggle. let's tune these gearboxes in. I do have to plug them into power to test them, but well, they don't need power all the time. There we go. All right, and let's just put in the gear ratio. So we have a 1-1. We have a 6-5. Let's start tuning these in. All right, this is going to be reverse. I'm doing symmetrical so I can easily do rotations on this. So that's why I have 2 gearboxes, is for symmetrical thrust. So did I plug that in? Probably freaking not. Okay, let's see. You need to be plugged in, and then we'll go like so. Okay, I did plug it in. All right. Spawn that in. Let's get this tuned in for what we want for speed. Yeah, it's supposed to be an old fishing boat. It's not supposed to be a speedboat, so. Hello, Trippa. How's it going, Basilicious? How are you guys? Good to see everybody. I shut the meg off. Let's see. Flow rate is king. All right, so let's tune in the gearboxes. So we're currently at 9 meters per second. This is 18 knots, people. Around there. 9.5, so 9.5 times 1.94. 18.43 knots. So that's good speed for this, you know. So let's we'll tune it in. We'll see where we're at here. So if we go up, all right, so that is bringing us to 20 knots right there. So what we're gonna do is, you know, this is probably pretty good right here. If I keep up gearing it, I am losing power. I'm trading my torque for speed. So the problem is if we fill our fish tank, we're gonna probably, you know, get slower. If we need to tow something, we're gonna get slower. I want this to be an old, slow fishing boat. I know it's anathema to a lot of people in stormworks to go slow, but like, dude, I could come out here and fish. You know, I don't need to go very far. So this is pretty good here. I think we'll run. See what the difference is here, man. Let's just do we run 1-1s? If we run 1-1s, I can get rid of a gearbox. Am I running both screws? Let me check that out. I should be. Yep, both screws are running. Let's go back on starboard. All right, so I have no rudder control here right now, but I am putting my starboard screw in reverse. And I can rotate us with asymmetrical thrust. There we go, starting to speed up on starboard here. So that's why I like a twin screw. I just get more maneuverability with a twin screw. All right, so let's bring this back. I think what I'm going to do, 18 knots is great. 18 knots, I don't need any faster than that. So I'm going to get rid of a gearbox. So let's get rid of this gearbox here. And let's just go like this. And we're good. That was easy. Because I don't need, like, I don't want to go 30 knots. Like, you're not, like, let's see, wish, you know, I don't know what the speed of these normally are, but 18 knots is fast, man. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and, so let's go, which is forward? Okay, so let's go back and down. You know, so I'm already content with this. I don't need this to be an absolute speed demon. I really just do not. You know, it's a fishing boat. And that just makes ease of use. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go fish a little bit. Let's look up rudders first. AD, where's AD? AD to rudders. Let's make sure rudders are moving in the correct direction. And then I think what I'll do is I'll boot up the career build series, save, and we'll go do some fishing and make some money. Let's see. The problem is this base I can't see for shit, so I'm gonna start up. We'll get out of here. So up down is the starboard screw. WS is the port screw. So that just gives me better control. All right, so currently backwards, so I need to invert this. Like, so you notice how much time I spent on this getting the stability right? This has no stability controls on it. It has no stability system whatsoever, and it's stable. And that's a big thing for a lot of people is, like, they'll try to have their stability system overcome the inherent instability in their craft, and that's asking an absolute ton of work out of your stability system. And then they wonder why it's not working. It's because you're trying to ask for magic out of the system. If your boat is stable, if your airplane is stable first, if your car is stable first, your stability system, it has, like, say you get it 95% stable. Well, the stability system only has to do 5% of the work. And that makes it really work well. If, like, for a lot of people's airplanes, they're incredibly inherently unstable. And so the stability system has to do an insane amount of work, and then it often will screw up. You get any sort of lag, it's gonna act funny, and so people will be like, "Oh, look, game's broken. My plane's spinning randomly." Well, yeah. Did you get a lag spike? If you got a lag spike, the computer is what's actually making the plane flyable. And then if you get a lag spike, the plane freaks out because it didn't get the information in time to make the 900 corrections per second it had to do to fix your problems you had inherently with the thing. If your boat, plane, whatever is inherently stable, it might only have to do 5 calculations per second, and so therefore that's more doable. And if it has a hiccup, it might, like, the plane might bank a little bit, but it doesn't go crazy. So that's one of the big things you need to do is just, start with a stable system. Like, this has no stability system at all. Probably it's going to need it because we get wind. Everything's so light that if we go into the wind, we're probably going to start to fly a little bit. Yep. And that's because the boat's just much lighter than it naturally be. So we'll get a stability system like everything else. But you notice, even at 100% wind, it is inherently pretty damn stable. So you can see it's really stable at 100% wind. Once we have a stability system, it's not going to fly like this because that will fix it. But so you can see it's inherently stable off the bat. So again, you see people will be like, physics sucks in game. No. Physics is fine. It's just, you need to build to the physics we have, And it's certainly doable. Let me read some chat. Yeah, exactly. 18 knots for a fishing boat's acceptable. That's what a lot of people don't realize is, like, the actual speeds of things, and it's like, that's a normal speed for a boat like this. I might do a post. Here, I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'd have to block it anyway. Here, let's do this for stern light. I don't like my stern light at all. So let's go ahead and let's delete it out here. Let's fix the stern light. I don't like it at all. How did we get on this green? And then we'll go in the career build series save, and we'll be good to go here. I should put a way to refill. So we'll go like this for the stern light. And then you would want to block it so that it could only be seen from the rear. Maybe even like that. We'll do that for the stern light, I think. All right. There's the bat. I'll go more complicated in this later, where I actually, like, put in proper breakers and everything else, but for now I won't do that. Okay. All right, so everything is working. It's not really beautiful inside. It's not painted, but that's just work we can do. So let's go ahead and save this. I'll boot up the career build series save. Then we can actually go make some money. I got to do a couple things in that save. So let's go ahead and get started. So remember this, I I made this save. It took me about 10 minutes to do because I was talking while I was doing it, but it only takes about 10 minutes to do a new save. The things that are a pain are drilling. That's about it. Like, you might have to go and you might have to despawn any vehicles you have in world, but you do lose your fuel. That can be an issue, but I find it to be reasonably negligible. Let's check our map here. Okay, so we have... Okay, good. So I was afraid I'd spawned a bunch of crap in the world that I have to get rid of. Okay, let's grab this. Let's bring that back to the workbench. That was some of my testing. I was testing in the Career Build Series world, so I want to get all these tests up and out. All right, let's get rid of that. That gives us our money back. Let's see what else I have in the world that I want to get rid of. What's over here? That should be the other test. All right. So is that everything? I think it is. Yeah. Okay, that's everything. What's our money look like? Money is good. All right, so let's save it again. Save CBS Live Fishing Backup. What's today's date? February 1st, huh? All right, February 1st. All right, that's saved. Let's go ahead over here. Do I start drilling? Let's start fishing first. I can always drill later, so... I will be announcing the build challenge tomorrow. Probably just end up being a video because I have appointments in the morning, but I might get on. We'll see. But I've been waiting for the update for it. Shit and ass. All right, let's get some fishing rods. All right, let's see. All right, let's save that now. Break my ankle as I jump in there. I don't have a way to fill diesel right now, but I don't really need it. All right, so new player. New players, one of their big complaints new players have is that you run out of fuel really quickly. You can watch my new player career build series. I talk about that. Literally, like, we have fuel. I could go buy as much diesel as I want over here. The key to really doing it is drilling. There's plenty of drilling around here. Can you drill up north? I can't remember. You can drill off the rig. So I get that if you can't drill, but you do get this island. Where the frig is it? Refinery Island is... Where is it? It's right here. There's a refinery island right here. You can buy diesel. It takes a couple minutes for the pump to come in. You can buy diesel there. This moves with seeds. All right, so if you really want to, you can move that seed around and get it close to where you want. You can also buy fuel here at Holt Town. There's a pump here. There's a pump over here, right up here. So you can easily, I wouldn't say necessarily easily, but you can go get this fuel, and that's part of the challenge. If you start at this beginner base, you can come down and take fuel from here, about 5,000 liters. But the big thing, too, is a lot of new players will not really take seriously fuel economy. And so, like, right now, we're essentially running as a new player because, we don't have much fuel in this base. We have 5,000 liters, but because the ship is pretty fuel efficient, you see we have 3331 left. And then I'm going to get our oil drilling up and going, and that will pretty much fix us, so... I'm going to check my settings here. So, vehicle damage, NPC, aggressive animals. Infinite electricity is off. Infinite fuel is off. That's why the engines were... When I started up, was infinite fuel was on. I don't have to worry about engine overheating right now because I can't really look at it. I don't have a thermal thermostat to check it, but we're not going to go far. We're literally going here. And then I'm literally going to shut the engine off. And I'm going to grab my fishing rod. I already have one. Okay. Let's get a pick here. Me with the rod in the water. Trying to especially get some pictures of, like, the character. with the fishing rod, because then I can cut it out and make thumbnails if I need to. So, okay. So they did, like I was saying yesterday, they did a fantastic job on this bobber and the lure. There's a fish right there. I really like the look of it. And I think that will really show us that long lines are already possible. Like, all they have to do is they have to come up with the things. And I heard endless bitching in the comments from the grouchy pantses that, this was a major, this was only, only these two things for a major. And it's like, and I read yesterday, I know most of you guys were on there. Can't hear the game. Let me check stormworks. Showing stormworks registering. There's, it's showing it's working for me. Can you guys hear it all right? And anyway, so I read through those updates, and it looked, they're asking us to tell them what we want for commercial fishing. They wouldn't do that if they weren't planning on it, because what it does is it sets up false expectations that you're getting it, and then they would let everybody down. It's bad PR. It's bad business. They bring up things. They even said this earlier. Again, I kind of get a message from this from reading. I literally read those updates every week. So they've said they do not want to, tell us anything about future updates until they know that they are close to being ready. And that makes sense. Most developers are doing that because people take any sort of idea or brainstorming session as a promise, and then they get let down and they get pissed off. And so it's better to talk about something when it's pretty much in a late stage. And so, they're already talking about commercial fishing. They brought it up multiple times. They went from possibly 2 weeks ago to, future commercial updates. They usually choose their words pretty carefully, and we already can tell, people. I know Lonnie was saying that people have already tested. I was talking about too that they tested dragging hoppers through schools of fish, and yes, it does pick up fish. That is a net. That is a pot. All they have to literally do is take a hopper. Like, if they were going to do it super cheap and they didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, they would take a hopper and they would make the fish. See how the fish are attracted to the lure? A lot of people aren't taking the details. They think that a rod is a one-day thing to do. The rod itself might have taken a day to design, but having fish behavior where the fish are attracted to a lure, that takes some effort. That takes some work. And so by having the fish attracted to a lure, you can then take the same code that attracts a fish to this lure, and you can have them attracted to a pot. You can have them attracted to a larger trap, a big pot. You can have them attracted to hooks on long lines. And that's where I think, like, this is really cool. Like, watch this. The fish is on. He actually drags that. The fish is animated. That's really cool. So, like, all a long line would need is the same technology we already have here with the lure is now we have multiple lures on a long line with 2 buoys on it. That's all you need to do long line commercial fishing. They would need to have a winching mechanism. I talked about it yesterday, how you would put a specific winch for long line on there. You would pick up the buoy, you would attach it to the winch, the buoy would disappear, and the line would now be attached to the winch. Like, for example, what they'll usually do is they'll disconnect the buoy, they'll put it on a buoy rack. You'll notice those long line boats have racks of buoys. So you disconnect the line from the buoy, you hook the line on the winch, then you winch it in. What they'll do is they'll actually detach the hooks from the line itself because they're just on clips. But, like, we don't need that level of detail in the game. And so what would happen is, like, you have a buoy. Let's say you have a buoy rack as a part, and you have a, you have a long line as a part. The long line attaches to the winch. So when you go ahead and you pick up the buoy, you attach the long line to the winch. The buoy comes out of your hand, it disappears, and it goes into the buoy rack. All right, so now it's sitting in the buoy rack. So say you leave and you have 5 buoys per rack, right? We want to make it an even number. Let's say you have 6 buoys per rack. All right, so when you take the buoy out of the water and you attach it to the winch, the special winch for long lines, it would the buoy would despawn and it would respawn in the rack. So now 1 buoy's in the rack. The long line is attached to the winch. It would winch up like normal, and then you would get the first hook with a fish. You would pull the fish off, and you'd keep winching. If you winch the fish into the winch itself, the fish would just disappear. And so that would mean that you have to actually pay attention and stop the winch when the fish comes up. You would then, grab the fish off, physically grab the fish off, and you would put it in the hopper, and then you'd winch in some more, and then eventually you're going to get to the buoy. If you keep winching all the way in, the buoy will come up, and it will hit the winch, and as soon as it hits the winch, it automatically despawns and spawns into the rack, and that would be a really good way to be able to do it where, the parts would work. And then you have a bunch of parts you need for actually operating the system. I'm just trying to read chat while I'm fishing here. Yeah, it depends on what I'm doing. Like, you notice, like, right now, Basil, is just like, I'm leaving at a place where, like, the fish sell literally right over there. So, like, I don't have to go very far. But, if my boat goes too fast, there's no point in me putting an autopilot on there. And I've talked about this before. It's like there's a couple ways you can do gameplay. Like, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to go fast. I have no issue with it. But like for me personally, let's say I have to do some dishes today, right? I have to do dishes. I have to put in the laundry. I have to clean up around the house. If there's a super engaging game that I have to be paying attention the entire time, like Escape from Tarkov, I can't do those things. I can't do the dishes while I'm trying to play Tarkov. I can't clean up around the house. I can't start the laundry if I'm playing Tarkov. It's too engaging. I can't like take 2 minutes and go do something. Like Tarkov, you'll have to piss so bad that you're dying. It's the most exciting thing in Tarkov is like if you have to pee really bad and you're in a firefight, it is the most nerve-wracking thing ever. Because it adds to the stress. But anyway, so but like with a game like this, a farming sim, if I have a boat going a long distance on the autopilot, I might choose to do that type of gameplay today because I have to clean and I have to do the dishes and I have to do some laundry. Because what I can do is put my boat on autopilot. It will take me, say, 15, 20 minutes to get out there. And so what am I going to do in the 15, 20 minutes to get out there? Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the dishes and put in the laundry. And then by the time I've done that, I can jump on and I'm where I wanted to be. And then I go fishing or I do a rescue or whatever I have to do. And then when the boat's going back, I put it on autopilot again. And then I can go do some more chores around the house. I'll go start the vacuum. I'll go, clean the cat box, whatever. And so that's the kind of thing that, sometimes I want to slow down the gameplay because I can still play a game while doing something else. And so, you'll have these, I'm not saying Basilicious saying this, but you'll have some people say that if you have to do something else while playing a game, that's not good gameplay. And I disagree. For some people, for some type of games, absolutely. It can be bad for certain types of gameplay. But for other gameplay, for example, Elite Dangerous, American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, any of those like work simulators, a big part of that is the monotonous, repetitive thing is very relaxing. Like as an airline pilot, as a commercial truck driver, I found those jobs incredibly relaxing. I could put on a podcast, I could put on a YouTube on my phone and just listen to it while I was driving down the road. Like I would literally drive for 2 hours. I would then sit there for 4 hours waiting for my load, and then I would drive 2 hours back. That was part of my day, and it was incredibly relaxing. There was no stress. There's very little stress because I could put on an audio book while I was sitting there. I could actually, read a book, and so it's like that sort of gameplay is very is very attractive to a lot of people because they have a very busy, stressful day where, maybe they have to deal with customers, they have to deal with their boss, and so they yearn for that time when they can have some downtime and just relax. And so it's like the people who, will play a lot of American Truck Simulator, they'll put on a podcast or a YouTube and they'll just drive, and it's very relaxing. And it's kind of the same thing with this too, is like if I'm playing solo and I have like 20 minutes to get somewhere in my boat, I put the autopilot on and I'll watch some YouTube videos. I'll catch up on some videos I wanted to watch, or I'll do stuff around the house. And so that can be very relaxing. So it's kind of two schools of thought. Like if I'm really looking forward to some engaging gameplay, yeah, I'll take out a fast boat where I get there in 20 seconds and I have to constantly be paying attention. But sometimes it's nice to just kind of like, relax and take it slow, So like that's kind of this for me. Like I'm enjoying like just talking to you guys and I barely have to pay attention. When I see a little splash, I know a fish is on. And that's part of the people who complain about this is going to get boring. Yeah, for them it might be boring because they need constant action, they need instant gratification in order to enjoy themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just other people are different, and other people like to they like the relaxing element of it. They like to come out here. It's like, people are like, why do so many people like to fish in Red Dead Redemption or in Minecraft? It's because it's relaxing. Maybe they get 4 or 5 friends on Discord, and maybe they're playing different games, and they can just throw the rod in and wait for the fish to hit and talk to their friends. And that's attractive to a lot of people because it's relaxing. There we go. I do like the mechanic too, the splash, because it's super easy for me to like I don't have to set the hook. And that allows me to kind of zone out a little bit, which is nice. Like the cool thing with where I think commercial fishing is, again, it's an easy ad. It really is. And that's what I think a lot of these people are already complaining quite ferociously are missing. They're like, oh, we wanted commercial. Yeah, they're going to give us commercial. I would say my thought process on at 95%, I would say, yeah, they're doing at least some forms of commercial. It's low-hanging fruit. It's easy content for them to add, and I mean easy now. This is a major update. The fishing rod is part of the major update, but what makes this a major update is not necessarily the fishing rod and the vacuum, which people are like, oh, we only got 2 parts. The parts aren't the big deal. What's the big deal is that we now have the fish have I'm trying to think of it. The logic of the fish, the AI of the fish, is pretty damn good. Like the fish will swim toward the lure. So there's a point that the fish want to go near. They swim very convincingly. They don't look too goofy. They look actually pretty good the way they swim. They will take a nibble of it. They don't bite and get hooked every time, so they have a chance where they nibble. And if you notice when a fish nibbles, it turns around, it swims back, it nibbles again, like that one. See, he just swam away, and bingo, we got a different fish on. We get the splash, we know he's caught. So not every bite is going to be a hook. So that tells me, for example, let's say long lines, right? You're gonna get a hit chance and you're gonna get a miss chance. And so if you have 10 hooks on that one line, if you leave it in the water for 20 minutes, the likelihood is that every hook is gonna have a fish on it. If you drop it in the water for 10 seconds and you pull it out, likely you probably have no fish. If you leave it in for 2 minutes, you'll probably have 3 fish. If you leave it in for 10 minutes, you'll probably have half the fish on there. And so by having that sort of mechanic, it's very easy, I think, for them to add it. So I think they did most of the work already. If I were them, this is like probably what they would do. Let's say the next part is going to be fishing pots. All they have to do is go in their art department, which is, again, it's 4 people. So the same person who did the fishing rod, this fishing rod is gorgeous. I really like the way it looks. Like, they did a good job on this. It's not goofy. It's not cartoony. It looks like a real fishing rod. You can even see where, you can see the rings on it. The detailing is really good on this. Like, let's look. Like, it has the monofilament rings on there. It looks like an expandable rod. Like, you can see how the this is the spawn point for the monofilament line right there. They did a good job on this. They really did. Like, I can't see because I could do it in probably third person. Here, let's do this. Let's go in third person. I can't go in third person while I have a rod. Let me try it. Here, let me see. Yeah, I can't go in third person with the rod. But you know, so I don't know if you can physically see. Okay, no. So the reel's not animated, which I don't really care about. I think that's excessive because you would have to make the player character's arm move. So I don't think that's necessary. But so they did a good job on the art on this rod, I think, and so they did a really good job. I'm impressed with the bobber. Not only does it look good, but it floats really well. Like yesterday, I turned wind all the way up to 100, and the bobber was like, it was going with the waves pretty well. Like here, you have your weight, your swivels. You know, they put good detailing on this. I really like the lure. The lure looks good. The hooks look really good. I was afraid the hooks were going to be huge. Nope, the hooks are tiny, and it all works nicely. And so now you can see how do they add, so they've done most of the heavy lifting. That's what a lot of people are not understanding when they criticize this was the major update. Yeah, is the logic of the fish, having them attached to a lure, having them have bite, hit, and miss chances. Those are all good things. They did a good job on that. And now all you have to do for a long line is you do one line with 10 of these on there, with a buoy on either end. And so I think that kind of shows that it's pretty easy for them to expand. They've already pretty much, I would say with the way they've been talking, pretty much confirmed that that's their plan, is to do more commercial. They keep bumping us to ask us to, hey, give us more input on what you want. Give us more input on what you want. That's them. One, I think a lot of it's already done. And two, I think they're, they're trying to get some cover from us. They say, hey, we asked the community what they wanted, and the community who responded said they wanted X, Y, and Z. The number one thing people wanted was pots. So guess what's coming next? Pots. And so when people said, you guys suck, we wanted nets. Well, they say, hey, we asked the community, and clearly the number one thing people wanted was pots. So that comes next. And then, so next time they say, okay, what part do you guys want next? And people say nets, then nets come next, And so that's cover for them. So when people say, we didn't want this, we wanted this, they can say, no, look at all these comments of all these people saying they wanted this. That's what they're doing, is they're covering their ass by doing that sort of stuff. And I think some people aren't understanding that's what they're doing. But like long lines are easy. Literally all they have to do is, it's been confirmed. Lonnie talked about it. I talked about it. The hoppers, if you drag a hopper through the water, it works like a net. So what's that mean for fishing pots? All you have to do is put the same mechanic that's already in game for the lure on the pot. And so the dev who did this art design here, all they have to do is make a really good looking lobster pot and maybe a big full-size commercial fishing pot. And they just have to make one of those that we can move with a crane. They could put an inbuilt rope anchor on it. What I would like to see is a special fishing winch, and the reason is the ropes. The ropes should not be used for a lot of this fishing stuff, as far as I'm concerned. They should have a specialized fishing rope, and it only goes to the fishing winch. And the fishing winch would be a different design, and so that way. The problem is with current ropes, let's say the rope is 100 meters long. If it's over 40 meters, your character cannot grab it from the buoy and then attach it to anything because it's over 40 meters. It will give you that message that rope is too long. You can't manually grab it. So what do you do then? You're kind of screwed, right? Well, if they have a special fishing rope, it'd be kind of like the monofilament here. Again, you would grab the buoy of the pot. You would hook it to the fishing winch, which would be the same thing for the long line, and the buoy would disappear and it would go in the buoy rack, and then the fishing winch would turn and it would drag up the pot. So now it works like a regular winch. It would drag up the pot, and then once the pot's on board, right, you either open it up. You could have a button that says open pot. If there are 10 fish in the pot, 10 fish would drop on the ground. You pick them up, you throw them in the live well. If you take your crane and you put the pot right over the live well and you press open pot, they would dump right in the live well, or the hopper rather, and you wouldn't spill any. You wouldn't have to pick any up. If you missed a couple, yeah, you have to be a little more interactive. You have to go pick your fish up. So that's how they could easily do pots, you know, with that system. So I'm going to put out a video on some of my ideas on this because I don't think it's a good idea to do it with stock ropes. I really don't. Same thing with fishing nets. Let's say we get fishing nets. We should have our, you know, maybe they could use the same fishing winch, but the difference is you have to have two fishing winches on the port and starboard side, and you have to hook one side of the net to one side and one to the other. And when you reel it out, it falls into the water, and then you start moving the boat, dragging the net behind you. Any fish that get in the net, it acts like a big hopper, and now the fish are in the net, and then you drag the net up, right? And it drags it up, and now it, as it drags up, it shrinks and it becomes, you know, a big ball. And then you open the net just like you would with a pot, and it dumps all the fish on deck. Most of them fall in the hopper. A couple you miss, you got to throw in. And then if you detach, you know, and then the net is either stored or it just sits in the back between the two fishing winches. So I think that would be something I would like to see, is a specific winch just for fishing stuff, because they wouldn't have to change the rules for regular ropes. And the winch should look different. It shouldn't look like just that type of winch. That type of winch is a cable winch. These would be big spools. Let me see if I can find a spool for a fishing boat. Yeah, bring up some of these. So like here we have this one. The wings go over the side to drag the net. Let's see. I'm trying to say one like a rear rear trawler. But like here's an example of what I'm talking about for the winch. Can't really see it in this picture, but here, right here, is that's the big spool for the net in the back. So like that would be something I would add on there, because I think that would be the best way to do it, is to have its own specific component. And then you could do simple things like that, where you know, you attach the buoy to the winch, it automatically goes in the rack, you know. And you know, it would be probably reasonably simple to program. You say if space in rack and buoy attached to winch will send it to the rack, you know. And maybe you even put, like, you drag a line from the winch to all the racks, and then it knows what racks to put them in, you know. So I think that would be a kind of a cool way to do it, and that would work well. All right, we have a fish on here. But yeah, I think that's a simple way to do it, and it would, you know, make it reasonable. And then, you know, your fishing boat, like, you would have to start to have specialized fishing craft. You want to do long lines, you know, you have to have a boat that has, for example, a winch right here that you can put on a pivot and it will stick over the side, because what you want to do is come up to the buoy, grab the buoy, hook it to the winch. The buoy goes into the rack, which is sitting right here. You press the button, winch up. The line's going up into the winch, which is above you. Okay, here comes the fish. You go E, grab the fish. In goes the fish, right? So there goes the fish. In. And then you press the winch, 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 winch. Here comes the fish. E, drop, winch, 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 winch. E, drop, winch, 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 winch. Here comes the buoy. Okay, if you're going to reset the line, what you would do is you leave the buoy out there. You go winch out. The line falls down into the water. And then when you get to the end of the line, the winch would stop. And what do? You go ahead and you press E. And now the buoy will disappear from the buoy rack. It will attach to the end of the line. It's now in your hands. And you just go left mouse button and you toss it like 5 feet into the water, and bingo, you're done. Your long line is set. You know, so I think that's a cool way to do it, and I think it's certainly possible within the realm of the game to do it that way. Oh, Jesus. Didn't throw that very well. But I think it did a good job with the fishing rod, you know. You know, it doesn't take you too long. Like, I think if they made it too skill-based, where, for example, you had to set the hook just right, it would be too engaging. Like, some people think you can't be too engaging. You can be. You can get to the point where it's too grindy. You have to pay attention too much. And like I said, you know, people who want to just play and relax can't do that anymore. They have to be super engaged. And so by making it where, for example, commercial fishing with pots, to a certain extent, it would be more engaging. To a certain extent, it would have good downtime. For example, And you need that. You think of somebody who has like kids and they are super busy. They want to play the game too, and so it allows them, for example, to they can go out there and let's say they like my brother. My brother has to put the kid to bed every night, and so it's busy time, and so he's like, oh, I can't play till after he goes to bed, and so like one thing he might be able to do is, okay, it's 15 minutes before he has to put the kid to bed. What's he do? He takes out the boat and he drops, say, 10 pots in the water. He shuts the boat off. He goes, lays in the bed, and then he lets the pots soak for 20 minutes as he gets the kid ready for bed. And then he goes and he spends that 20 minutes while the pots are soaking, putting the kid to bed. When the kid's done, when the kid's asleep, what's he do? Then he goes back and he can play again. And so I think some people don't get that people need to play games differently, and or else you have to pretty much give up games. At some point is if you get too busy in life. And that's not cool. That sucks. All right. So the vacuum is on. So one thing you can do here is I keep breaking my ankle, but so let's see. Okay, so I just put the fish in. So you can grab the fish, put them in all your slots. And there go the fish. So let's check our money and we'll see, make sure it's going up. Yep. 234.21. All right. Yep, and there's money. So we can do it this way as well. So what I was going to do is I'd have to put a big friggin' crane on here. But like this could be another thing that would add interesting gameplays. For example, you would spawn your little crane and like here, watch this. Let's do this real quick. Put these in here. That's fine. We can leave them in here. Let's go ahead and do this. So go in with an add-on editor. All right, let's do this fish crane. Fish crane. All right. Go ahead in here. We'll go to the Meyer Islands. We'll go ahead to FJ. Where are you at there, FJ, you scoundrel, you? It's way down the bottom. There it is. All right, here's FJ. We're going to edit objects. We're going to come over here, and it is where? I think it's right here, right? No, it's over here. We're over here now. Let me just quickly check. I think we're... Yeah, we're over here on the east side of the rail area. All right, so let's go here. All right, so we're east side of the rail area, somewhere around here. Why am I not moving is the question. There we go. Okay. So we're somewhere around here. And what we want to do here is I'm just going to add one of my vehicles. And so let's do crane. All right, now I wouldn't use something this big, but this could be a cool thing that in the future we could do something different, right? So let's go ahead and that's there. All right, and now what I would do is add a hopper, and I could drop the hopper down next to it. So you could do that, right? And then you save this. I'm not going to actually do it now, but here, let's go save. Save. Fishing crane. All right, load it. Test it, and now my crane is here to help unload. And so that's something you could do. This is radio controlled. There is a radio antenna on here, and there's also, if you read here, it tells you what the frequency is, 3077. So you can remotely control this. So, for example, you could bring your fishing boat over. You could use a remote operated system to move this duct closer. But you can see, even with this system, it's not ideal that I have to jump, but for now, I still can make this work. And then at like big scale commercial stuff, you can do this. A crane, I'd have to make the crane pretty friggin' long to get up to these docks. Again, the docks are way oversized. That was just, I don't know why they did that. I think they did it because of tsunamis. That's what I think. The reason I think they did it was the friggin' tsunamis. Let's check Holt Town real quick. I don't know if I can teleport and not lose my boat. Let me just quickly. We are in my career game, so let me get rid of the fish, because that's the only thing I'll lose if I do this. So. But like that was kind of fun and relaxing, just kind of hanging out and chatting. Like if you're just watching YouTube videos, all you have to do is wait for the splash, press R. Like it's a nice minimal amount of effort if you're kind of feeling like relaxing. There's a good variety of stuff you can do where you're super engaged and where you're kind of just hanging out, you know. So that hopper is empty. Like this holds 250 fish. I don't know how many we put in there, but it wasn't 250. So even that holds quite a bit of fish, and that's 250 times 100, you know. So that's $25,000 of fish can be held in this boat. So that's not bad. Let's go over to some of these other ones and see. Is this like a low dock here? Let me check. Holt Town has a fishing thing, I thought. Yeah, see right here. So this is a low one. So if you had a small boat, you could go to this one. So maybe you want to work out a Holt, you know. You can go there if you want. Let's check this one. So this one is this one's not as tall. So like if you had a smaller fishing boat, maybe you want to make your home base Sawyer North. Let's check Sawyer South. Sawyer South I think is reasonably tall, but I don't think it's that tall. Let's check it. FJ is super tall. I'll check chat in a second, guys. See you talking. Yeah, see this one's on the tall end again. That's pretty tall. I think this one will still reach, though. I think FJ is just very tall. All right, let's see where that is. Okay, so that one is... Okay, so this one is low enough, so it's pretty much just FJ is super tall. But, like, I could literally vacuum out my my fishing boat from here. You know, so that's certainly doable here. So I think most of these are going to be very easy to get out. Urine's a little bit weird because you don't have a ladder there. I probably would not go to urine for that. This one's probably, I think FJ is just super duper tall. I'll see you later there, Rasmus. This one's on the tall end. This one will still reach the water, though. So this will reach the water. So that should be able to fill out. So it seems like just mainly like FJ, maybe a couple others are just super tall. But that's pretty reasonable, I think. And most of these bases. So like you could make Komodo your home base for fishing and be fine there. You could vacuum out your boat. And my boat's pretty low to the ground. And so you can make that your home base for vacuuming out. Even if you were here, let's go to urine here and let's test this. All right, we'll see you later there, Lonnie. Catch up with chat here in a second, guys. So let's see if this touches the water. So I forget who was complaining about yesterday, but they were saying that, you can't get up here. If you remotely control this, yeah, see that is, like even at FJ, I was able to do this. So what I'll do here is, what I think I'll do here is let's work on a remote control for this. I would assume it's up. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 controls total. All right, so let's try something here. Let's go back to... We are in my career save, so I'm just going to actually physically bring the boat back. I want the fuel back. I don't want to lose the fuel. But let me try to catch up with chat as I'm moving in. So like here. So what you can do is add on. Here, add on, grab it, close it. Now it's gone. But so yeah, so like even here I can still get it, but this one is very tall. Like I kept breaking my ankle going down. But you can remotely operate these via radio. So what I'm going to do is add that on here, and then we'll be able to actually control this from the boat, and we'll be able to bring the vacuum down and vacuum out our thing. So we should be able to vacuum it out from every place except FJ, or if any other base is as tall as FJ. But that's pretty good, I think. So, it's definitely doable, and that's fine. Like, look at how big FJ is. FJ is a huge, like, big commercial terminal. So you could say that FJ is where you'd take your commercial stuff. JSI probably, I think, is low enough. You could get it right down. I think they put these bases like FJ really tall, My hypothesis is the goddamn tsunamis, because if you had a tsunami on, you don't want all those containers going into the water. Like spy cakes will go into the water. You really would rather avoid all the containers going in the water. So by making the dock super tall, I think it's prevention to try to get those containers from ending up in the water, because that's a big pain in the ass for a lot of people. It can cause clutter. It can cause other issues. All right, so this is back in. Let's save it real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and make a quick microcontroller for this, and I'll probably end up after that. Let's go ahead and grab a blank microcontroller. But you guys can kind of see how, like, if you make your boat, inherently stable. Like, look at the inherent stability of this. Like, I would like that to go down a little bit more, but this boat is pretty stable. And because of that, we don't have, like, I don't have that stability system in. And I took it out in 100% wind, and it was floating a little bit, but it wasn't crazy. You know, if you build your system to be pretty stable to start with, you don't really have to do all that much with the stability system. But we will put a stability system in there, and then it will be beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and edit this microcontroller. This is going to be the fish vacuum remote controller. All right. So let's see. Do I want this to be a panel, or do I want this to be a radio controller? Let's do it with a radio controller. Yeah, let's do it with a radio controller. So what we'll do is this. I can make it super simple if we do it this way. All right, so let's go. It has 4 controls. I don't know what they all are. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go. We'll go logic input panel. No, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and do that's going to be an output transmit. Transmit. This is going to be a number output freak. And then this is going to be a composite output. Composite output. To antenna. To ant. This is going to be a what do we want here? Composite. What do we want here? This is going to be radio input. So that would be composite input from ant. That will be a frequency. Transmit. That'll be a number output. Freak. Receive. All right, let's play with this. Let me catch up on chat. I'm way behind on chat here. Physics is fine, but everything else broken. Yep. Inside joke. There we go. I put it in an RPS limiter on my tow truck. Nice. Can't hear game. Let's not, Rasmus. Let's not try to build before the challenge, please. I hate that. It's just not fair until I announce it. Please, everybody, don't try to build anything until I announce it. I've changed builds before because of that. Let's please not do it. Yeah. I know Rasmus is joking, but I'm just saying it. Like, people will try to start early, and it's not fair, and so I just don't like it. I know Rasmus is joking, but. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and that's I'm not against anybody's type of gameplay. Like some people get all offended when somebody doesn't do something realistic, or somebody gets all offended when somebody does something so slow, and it's like at the end of the day, play the game how you want, you know, and it's just I have my own style and other people have theirs, and it's like some people will be like, "Why are you doing that boat 18 knots? It's so slow." And it's like, "Well, don't use it then." You know, it's like I'm making it for me, you know, and I know Basilisk doesn't like that, but it's like, you know, I accept that people, you know, they like to play different ways, and so it's like when I see a boat that would go 15 knots IRL going 16 game, would I use that boat? No. Um, but I understand why people want to do that. You know, come home, they're busy, they have 30 minutes to play their game, and they wouldn't be able to play their game if their boat didn't go 60 knots. They'd never be able to get anything done. So yeah, absolutely, I think it's a good idea for some people. They need it to go that fast to be able to play and enjoy themselves. Yep. Yep. Daniel, working on the fishing boat here. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good, Daniel. Yep. In single player games, nothing is cheating. You get to do things however you want. You know, I hate cheating in pretty much the only time you can have cheating is in a multiplayer game, as far as I'm concerned. And the reason why cheating is a bad thing in a multiplayer game is you are literally hurting other people's um, gameplay. And so it's like when somebody cheats in Tarkov, like there have been a bunch of cheaters in Tarkov lately. It's this is my entertainment time, and they are essentially ruining it by not playing by the rules. If it's a single player game, like if I want to no clip around in my single player game, there's nothing wrong with it because it's like okay, same thing with like Basilisk talking is, you know, likes a faster gameplay. Well, sometimes like, do I really want to swim 200 meters over to a staircase, climb up the staircase, run back, and get a fire extinguisher because I forgot a fire extinguisher? No. What am I going to do? No clip over, get a fire extinguisher, no clip back, bingo, like it never happened. And that makes it so you don't get frustrated, you know, and it's why the custom menu on, like if something bad happens because the game did something wrong, I can easily fix it, you know, and it's not, you know, and it's a single player, I can do whatever I want, you know. All right, so let's see, frequency transmit. Let's see. So we want to transmit on, let's see, where is it? Property number. There's going to be fish freak. So it's 3077, I think, 3077. So that's going to be on the transmitting antenna. Frequency receive, we can do whatever we want. Fish receive. Or send. What is it? Fish remote. Channel 6. All right, this is a constant on. Constant on. All right, and then we're going to take from the antenna, and then we're going to code it to go to there. So what we need to do is, this is going to be, I'm just going to code off everything that needs to be there. So essentially what I'm going to do is, that sends to there. So the receive is coming off the remote, off channel 6. So it's going to receive it, and then I need to... I wonder if I can directly write it out. Let's try to directly write it out, see if that will work, like so. Let's run with this right now. All right, and so let's go ahead, and this is going to be, one of these is transmit. For the transmission one, it needs to go on the 3077, which is the frequency of the fish station, the vacuum. Frequency receive is going to be the one that we do our remote control on. And then what we want to do is composite. We have, let's see, these need to be changed or I'm not going to know what I'm doing. So this is from the, let's see, from ant to ant. So this is from remote, and this is to fish vac. Okay, that's what I want, so I can actually tell what I'm doing. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to come in from the remote control, and then we're going to go out, and we're going to go like that. I wonder if, see, I have to see if I have to code this. If I don't have to code it, the problem is the channels to run the channel off of it. So I do have to read from the antenna and then shoot out. So let's try this. I think I have everything. All right, let's try this really quickly. Remote. And I have to make sure I power everything up. Could always turn on infinite electricity if things got weird, but okay, let's go ahead and spawn that and see what happens here. Just go over there real quick. Don't break ankles. My guy's gonna die here if I'm not careful here. Let's just take off. Again, I have the creative menu on. I'm doing testing here. I take player damage off. I do have to heal, so. You know, so that's kind of the thing is so you don't, you know, customize your own game so that you enjoy it. You know, it's like breaking my ankle here all the time sucks. So instead of getting annoyed by it, just go ahead and put the custom menu on and do what you want, you know? Okay. All right, so let's just head over there real quick. We'll probably finish up after this. Yeah, I don't understand why people cheat in these games either. I think it's like, for example, the way I like to play Tarkov is I like to be the underdog. So I use really crappy guns. And I use really crappy armor. And part of it is, like, you get this thing in Tarkov called gear fear, where you get nervous in a battle because you're afraid to lose your gear. And so it can give you a lot of anxiety, and it can ruin your fun sometimes. And so, like, I like to run really cheap stuff so that if I die, like, I have 8 mil, 9 mil cash, and I barely spend any money each raid. So I always have, like, tons of money in Tarkov. And so I never stress about it. Like, okay, you know, sometimes I get annoyed when I die because I didn't play well. But, like, I don't get annoyed that I lost my gear, really. And so, you know, so it's like that, you know, so, like, the whole thing for me is, like, to cheating, it has no interest. I have no interest in it. Like, why would I want to cheat? It's just, like, it's so friggin' boring because I know that it's not my accomplishment. I'm just doing what, okay, this isn't working here. Let's see. I have to probably code these out. Let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, make sure it is 3077. So this is the other cool thing too. Is look on these. It says the frequency. I think I don't know if all of them have that. I want them to do that with the bridges. So 3077. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get off this real quick and see. I just want to make sure I... Okay, good. It is working. Okay. So 1 is controlling the vac. I think. Oh, it's a double... I'm having a double tap it. Okay, double tap is 1, so it's working. I just don't know what the other freaks are. So that's double tapping 1. Double tapping 1 is doing the vacuum activation, so we should be able to see the light. Where's the light? Right here. Off. On. Off. On. So that's working. I don't know what's up with me being able to control up, down, left, right. I would assume it's WSAD. But I'm not getting that. Let's try... yeah. I thought it would be WSAD. They do not have radio frequency controls. I really want them to. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, that's the thing I like with Tarkov is outplaying the guy with all the gear. It's like it would be like if you had a mouse fighting a tank, right? And I have no interest. Like if I'm the tank and I beat a mouse, I don't feel good about myself. I'm like, okay, of course I should have won. And you feel terrible when you lose because you know you spent 1,000,000 rubles on your gear and you lost to a guy who barely had any gear, and it sucks. And so I would rather be the guy without much gear because when I died, of course I died. I was, I had crap gear. And when I win, though, it feels really good. All right, let me try to catch up here on chat. Lewis fastest of gameplay is actually like more realistic gameplay. Yeah. Yep. No, I get what you're saying, Basilicious. I'm just saying, I understand why some people want things to go faster. I absolutely 100% get it. Why is this not going up, down, left, right is the question here. Let's see. Did they code this funny? I wonder if they coded this funny. Let's see. Why can't I control up, down, left, right? I wonder if it's reset. Let's hold it something. Let's hold it. Let's see. Okay, that's what it is. I understand it now. Okay. So see how I held it? It won't move until I get all the way to positive or -1. So I'm not going to use a remote control. I'm going to use a keypad because the problem with the remote control is I have to hold it for a while to get it to move. So like I have to hold it for like 5 seconds. And the reason is they have it coded so it's reset 100%. So what's going to happen is when the threshold gets to 1, it will move. When the threshold gets -1, it will move. So like if I hold D, or A rather, it will go left. If I let go of A, it stops. I'm going to tell you when I press D, D, still holding D, still holding D, and there it goes because what's happening is the remote control I can't configure to reset 100%, and so it takes me a little while. So it's not that bad. I could use this remote, but I actually would rather probably use a panel. I'm not a huge fan of these remotes because of that limitation. If they would fix that, I would be happy. I would, I would use them more. But I don't like using the remotes because you can't configure them like a seat, so you can't do reset 100%. Yep, holding the D. Really got his hands full. But yeah, so I like this little fishing boat. This will be fun. So my plan is this: I will be announcing the next the next build challenge tomorrow. That's the plan. I'll probably just do a live stream and then make the video afterward. We'll talk about what it's going to be. We'll go through that standard thing because it's Friday, and so the thing will be I like to start on a Friday. That way, most people have only the weekend. I don't want this to be a super long challenge. I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 weeks at most. I don't want the next major not next major. I don't want the next content update coming out necessarily. And then maybe stepping on the toes or causing something to be broken for the challenge. Because then I have to extend it to make sure everybody can fix their builds. Some people aren't going to be able to fix their builds, and then maybe some people won't be able to play. Won't be able to participate. So probably be 2 or 3 weeks, I would say at most, for that. I also plan on, I would like to do some multiplayer now that we kind of have a boat working, kind of know what we're doing. As you can see here, I put in a bunch of fishing rods, and that's kind of for that reason. All right, so let's see how I want to do this. All right, let's go ahead and let's go. Let's do stainless steel. Symmetry. I want to go one more up, I think. I'll probably change this color, but we'll try with this for now. All right, so this is how I kind of, I use this to figure out the internal workings of the crane. Let's not do duels like that. That looks goofy shit to me. So I want to do, let's see. Let's keep working on some stuff here real quick. This will help me. This will inform me where this is going here. So that goes like that. Yeah, so the plan is I'd like to do some multiplayer with. Well, I'm gonna start with the members. You know, the members deserve something for being members. I appreciate their support. So we'll do some with the members, then we'll open it up to more broadly. But you know, I think the fishing's perfect for this. It's like, you know, the big thing with multiplayer that can be problematic is, again, you know, you're trying to you try expecting things out of multiplayer that just aren't gonna work. And so if you have reasonable expectations, like bringing out, like, say, 4 or 5 people, hosting them on my PC, and we just go out fishing, and everybody's in the same area, it's not that resource intensive, and so that is more, I think, a good idea. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing with fishing. Would be kind of cool, I think. A little bit of detailing there. I'm trying to see if I want to put a red stripe right here. I think I do. And the hinge always screws me. The hinge is a pain in the ass, so I'm gonna have to move the hinge down one. It's not a big deal, but the hinge is always a pain in the ass here because it's so big. Okay, let's go. And so we'll do the, you know, announce the build challenge tomorrow. It'll be kind of fun to do. But please don't try to guess what it's going to be. You know, it'll be announced tomorrow and officially start. You know, I really don't want to disqualify people because they can't wait, you know, 24 hours. It's going to be less than 24 hours. I'm going to announce it in the morning. So, you know, it annoys me when people do that because I'm not going to allow it because, you know, you get people who are very limited on time, and I've spent most of my life very limited on time, and you get they want to participate, and it's unfair when people start early and take advantage of that. Is, you know, they're just hurting their fellow competitors, and I have zero patience for that. You know, you should be able to be in a challenge and have a level playing field and enjoy it. It's not supposed to be you know, a drop dead brawl, you know. So you know, I'll announce that tomorrow. Okay, so that's in, and then right here I'm gonna put a little command station here. So let's go. What do I want to do? I could put it on the wall. I'm trying to, like, put it on a pipe. I don't know. I was thinking putting a console would be kind of cool. Let's do a quick little console, I think. I need a little bit of detailing in here, so. Now. I could do a handle for it. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see if a handle will fit in there. I don't think it will be impacted by the door opening, so. Yes, that could go right there like that. Now let's do that, and then what we'll do is we'll plug the handle in. Let's go. See, this is what I wish we could do on the remote. Reset 100%. So AD is yaw, is fish, vac, yaw. Okay, reset 100%. Fish back. Okay. This one is WS is pitch. Fish back pitch reset 100%. And then one was vac on / off toggle. It might be a push. I think it's a looping push. I'm not sure. That's on hotkey 1. I think that's good. All right, so now this is going to go to where the remote was. The difference is instead of sending it through here, I don't need to broadcast it. So this will be from remote. And then I can shrink this panel way the hell up. So let's do that. Okay. So this is going to be, okay, and then you know what we'll do here? Let's do this update. And then when I get on the handle, it will transmit. So we'll go, where's occupied? Right there. Occupied is going to make this transmit. Okay. And that otherwise, that won't send out a signal until I do that. All right, so now we can get rid of a bunch of crap. So, all right, so we can get rid of the transmit button. Frequency transmit to fish vac from remote. This is going to be from handle. Frequency receive we don't need anymore. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, that's good. That's going to go frequency transmit there. We moved them, so I have to fix them. That's going to be from handle, and that's going to send out on the channel. All right, this is a large, so if you look here, let's see, int radio. If you look at the large radio here, it has a, where is it? 4 kilometers, that's 8. So if you have two, well, not really. It's 4 kilometers plus the one on the fish vacuums are 100 meters. So you have 4 kilometers plus 100 meters. You know, so that's your range. If you had 2 of these, it would be 8. But that's all you need. Like, so for example, we could run a medium and we have 1 kilometer. Like, I could change these larges out for mediums if I wanted, and that would be fine. That'll work fine. But we'll leave it as it is. I may at some point we'll just hook up mediums on here to kind of make it look different, but I don't know. All right, let's go ahead. That should be all set, right? I don't think we need electricity for that handle. We definitely don't. Okay, we're all set. All right, let's go ahead and spawn. I have my player. Let's shut player damage off. All right, let's go. I can go in third person this way. Let's just see if. No, I guess can't on the handle. Okay. So, like, can I still grab this with the door in the way? I clip a little bit, but it's not the end of the world there. I could push that handle out on a post, but we'll figure out what I want to do. I could put the handle on the rail here. Bunch of things I could do. Yeah, unfortunately, the bridges do not have radio frequencies. That's something we've been asking for a while. That would be nice because, again, I could get on my radio. I could trigger the bridges. You know, this would go right under the bridges, but a large boat. So I like how this turned out. I like the look of this. It looks really good. Again, I'm trying to do everything that I make in the career build series. I'm trying to eventually get it out to you guys. Yeah, it's kind of the plan. So I'm trying to keep some of this stuff simple so I can get out. You know, the more complex stuff just takes a long time before I'm happy with it. But this will get a stability system. It will get probably the couch. It'll probably get the storage stuff from the tugboat. That will make it a little bit easier for me to have to screw around and do it. Now let's put it in reverse and get right under it. But I'm content with the speed of this. I don't need it fast. I need to slow down the throttles a little bit. All right. And so, like, you fucker, you. All right, let's go ahead and move up a little bit. I just been holding down the throttles, so I let the prop spin up too fast. But I like the look of this. This boat's nice and simple. It's really well behaved already. You know, you notice the width is pretty good, so that helps a lot. All right, let's get in the back. All right, so this is now going to go down. There we go. All right, so I have to double tap it. And then let's try yaw. All right, so yep, yaw works in the correct direction, pitch works correctly, and I can turn it on and off. Nice. And so I could probably use this for other things too. Like I'm using WSAD. If I wanted to put a little crane on this boat, I could probably use the same handle to do up, down, left, right. And then I'm only using the one button, so I could use any of the other ones. So I could probably make that handle multifunction. But yeah, this I like the way this boat's coming out. And that way, you know, again, we can still goofily jump up and stick it in there, but this is the only base we really have to do that. The other bases are pretty good. I like my little live well here. What I'm probably going to do is put a... I don't know, I might raise that up and put some area around it. I haven't decided yet. Like a funnel. You know, look like a funnel that you drop the fish into, but I don't know. But, yeah, I'm happy with this boat, and this is fun. You know, I'm really enjoying this update, you know. Like, the space update, I wasn't, you know, the DLC, I wasn't all that, like, into it. Like, this I am. You know, I do like space stuff, but, like, for me, I can't really do the space stuff that I want to do in the game the way it's set up right now, so it doesn't really interest me all that much, which is fine. Like, not every bit of gameplay is going to be for you, and it's, you know, there's a bunch of people who are, like, if something doesn't fit what they want, they think it should never have been done, and it's like, nah, man. It's like, you know, different people want different things, and you know, and the other thing to keep in mind, we've had fish in the game for a long, long time. So when people think the devs like somebody put a comment in that I saw today, they're like, you know, devs just like last minute put threw this together and called it a major update, blah blah blah, you know, and it was like, dude, fish have been in for like well over a year. Like animated fish that like scared from your boat and went around. It's like that's been in the game for a while, man. Like these are long-term things they're doing, you know? And so that's why I say it wouldn't surprise me if when the guy made the fishing rod, they also made a fishing pot. They also made something else to go with fishing. It would not surprise me in the least that a bunch of that's done, you know, because it's better to like, again, they didn't want to overwhelm us with stuff. They didn't want to break a bunch of stuff, I don't think. And so it's like, you know, do it piecemeal is just the safer way to do it, frankly. I might thin this out here. Let me look at what this would take to thin out. What are we, 1, 2? Yeah, I could thin this. Let's try thinning this out. I'm really, like, this is the only thing that's bugging me right now is this. Okay, that's the 4 bang there. Let's try to thin this out and see if I like it better. Like, one thing that would be nice is double-sided blocks. So like right now we have single-sided blocks here. So essentially like we have, this is on this side, it goes up like this. What I'd like to see is some double-sided blocks where on this side it goes up like this and on this side it goes up like this. And that way I wouldn't have to double them up and I could make these facades a lot thinner. Yeah, so like this, the thickness of this front section here is the only thing that's kind of bugging me. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to thin out. No, I'm not. It's going to be even thicker. I'm not going to be able to get it to thin out at all. So, yeah, it's not a big deal. Just not ideal, but it's still fine. Like, it doesn't really bother me. It kind of makes the ship look a little beef, which isn't bad. Like, one thing I'll often do, too, is I'll put a rail on these. I could put an overlapping rail. Let's play with that idea really quickly. So, like, what it would do is it would double up all the way around. Let's see. Let's cut here. And then let's do... Let's actually keep that where it was, except for the top. And then we would do pyramid. Symmetry's not on, is it? Okay. Yeah, one of the reasons why I had symmetry off when I was cutting up here is it's like I wasn't sure if I wanted it, so I kind of want to go slow and see if I liked it, you know? You know, if I do overlapping rail, I can put a an overhang on there. No, it's too thick. Okay, we're not gonna do that. It works on my bigger boats because they're bigger. This is just too small. It's gonna look funky to do this like that. Okay, like I'll show you what I mean. Like, save this real quick. Fishing boat. Like if I pull up the new home ship, like I'll show you what I'm trying to attempt. It's too small to be doing this. Like you see here, this is double thick here, and so it has an overhang, and so it looks like these are it's thinner, and then it has support columns going through. So I like to do that, but it's like you know, and then I can make it look better back here, but it's tough to do on a smaller boat. It's just it ends up thickening it up too much. Yeah. Fishing tournament would be kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, like the issue I have with this is like, yeah, I don't know how the double-sideds would work, but like, if you look at this, I have to have, you know, I have my 4x wedge here, and then on the other side I have the inverse 4x wedge. And so you have the wedge and then the inverse, and then I need to either put another wedge out here, or I need to put in the angle pieces. So like, if I could thin it out where, for example, this one here would also cut across like that, it would then be thin. It would be half block here, half block there, and then it would cut down there. So it would essentially be cutting out all of this material from this corner to this corner, and all of this would come out just to thin it out. But it's not a big deal. Like, you know, looks all right. Digging this in general too. This came out pretty good. It's behaving well. It's really simple. I don't want to overcomplicate this. I want this to be pretty simple and just go fishing with it, you know. Should just be a fun little fishing boat. One thought I had was sometimes they'll have let's see. Like maybe something like this where it would bring the live well. That's too high. So something like this that would go around the well, and then it would be up at waist height. So instead of you like bending over to get at the fish, and it would be like this, and so that would be in the back. And so when you get in, I'm losing the fuel every time I open this up too, which is annoying. But you know, so it'd be like this. It would be at this height. So when you're pulling fish out, the water would actually come up to this level, and then you can like get things out. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm probably just not going to even save this again because I've lost some fuel doing this, so I'm not even going to bother because I haven't really done much. We made a little bit of money. It was pretty negligible, but I'm happy with this little fishing boat. And so I'll finish this up over the next couple days probably. And then this will be good to go. You know, it'll get a couch in here. It'll get a little bit of storage area. You know, I'm not going to have any access to down below. It'll be with hatches. You know, some seats so you could take some people out, and then we could like go fishing in this boat. Multiplayer, fill the hold. You know, go back and forth. It's cool that I can control the cranes from here. So go ahead and save this up. But I'll be announcing the build challenge again. If I see people building, I'm gonna change the challenge. So please don't do that. It's just not fair to everybody else. If people have started early in the past, it's really just not fair. It's like it's cheating. It really is 100% cheating. People try to argue it's not. It's you starting the race before everyone else even gets to the start line. That you wouldn't tolerate that in a race, so don't do it in a challenge. Just basic respect for other competitors. Very rarely do I have to ever worry about anyone doing that. But I bring it up. So thank you to the members. Thank you to Side Mountain, Connor Bowl, Danny, Sergeant Chaos, Aaron Repairs All, Citrus, Rasmus, Manda VR, and Anton Anderson. Appreciate you guys hanging out today, and thank you for being members. Thank you, Chicken Store, for being a patron. If you guys are interested in either becoming a member or a patron, you can look in the description below. If you guys have yet to subscribe and you enjoyed the video today, please consider subscribing. And if you guys like the video, please like the video. That helps other people find it. So thank you guys, and I'll see you later.